What's happening, you guys, man? It's your boy, Truth Speaks. And yes, it's morning time or whatever. But I wanted to um, come at you guys with a video real quick because I've been thinking about it a lot. And one thing that I have been thinking about is my current situation that I'm currently going through now with my wife. If the video is not up to par or whatever with you guys, as far as 4K or 1080p or whatever, I'm recording on my iPad, um, and on top of it, I'm laying down. So, um, pretty much, y'all, man. My wife. For those who know me, they know that my wife left. For those who don't know me, my wife left. She left December 30th, 2020. Um, she told me that she couldn't take it no more and she can't get over what I did on Sunday. I was highly confused until I put two and two together and found out a couple things that were, well, a few things that were going on. Um, but she refused to think that I found them out on my own. She thinks that other individuals, actually told her, or I'm sorry, other individuals told me what she was doing and whatnot. Um, which I found out a lot of this stuff on my own, and all I did was ask questions that led up to the revealing of what happened on New Year's and what happened even before then, and her being in the car with this gentleman and everything else like that. Um, but anyhow, yes, my wife left. She left to be with someone else, but I wanted to share with you guys the experience, the learning experience that I'm learning from all this here. So, in the midst of my wife being gone, I haven't had anyone in my bed. Um, I'm abstaining from masturbation and anything else that could satisfy my sexual needs at this point. I'm strengthening up this here and sharpening up this tool here, and not really worried about what's downstairs. You know what I'm saying? Um, I, of course, it comes a time where it does, present its challenges and not, having sex. I'm still a man at the end of the day. I get thoughts and everything else like that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think about times that my wife and I had, or whatever the case may be. But I don't do anything about it. I pray and ask God to strengthen me, and through this whole challenge, make me better, and wiser, uh, increase my faith. Like, these are the things that I pray for when I get those thoughts in my head. I mean, I know a lot of individuals will probably look at this and be like, oh, it's nothing to get on your phone or your tablet or your computer or TV or whatever and, watch some type of sexual show or something like that and, you know, go ahead and do your business. But for me, I don't want to do that. It shows that you have no self-control whatsoever. And even in the word, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I feel those, well, when I was feeling that urge or whatever, like, I just went onto the Bible app and I typed it in. You know what I'm saying? And in the Bible, the word actually tells us to abstain from sexual sin. You know what I'm saying? For every other sin is outside of the body. But when you, give in to a sexual sin, you're harming yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to mess up your temple. I understand what these doctors or whatever say, what I'm saying, about certain things. Me, myself, man, I just want to be a stronger individual. I want to show, myself, prove to myself that I have self-control. So that's one thing I'm learning, is how to have self-control and how to not have to, do something. I mean, when my wife was here, you know what I'm saying, I know it's a bit too TMI maybe for some, but you know, when my wife was here, we didn't have sex. You know what I'm saying? She cut off all sex. She wasn't taking care of her wifely duties uh, as I was trying to take care of mine. There was no fulfillment for me. You know what I'm saying? It was always an excuse for why we can't, or whatever the case may be. She'll walk away, or she'll wait until I fell asleep, or wait until it's time for me to go to work, or whatever the case may be, so she didn't have to. Um, which then would cause me, I started to get into this routine of, okay, she ain't gonna give it up. I ain't tripping. I'm gonna just go ahead and, take matters into my own hands. Try not to be too vulgar here, but all of this stuff that was going on, everything that was happening, all of this, it turned into an addiction to where I started to watch, all the time. It was an everyday thing. I had to in the morning, I had to at night. I had to do it before I went to sleep. It had to happen 100%. I would ask my wife, it was the same routine all the time. Hey, can we do blah, blah, blah? Oh, I don't feel like it. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got work at this time. Oh, okay. And then she'll wait until I go to sleep or whatever. And then I'll just go in the room, knowing, yeah, she's not going to do anything. It's not going to happen. I'll go in the room and then I'll, go ahead and do my own thing. So, yeah. Lesson one for me, one thing that I have learned was to, have self-control. Proving that you have self-control is so important. I mean, not only over your sexual thoughts and all that stuff, but also over, little things that might happen in my life or whatever. Another thing of self-control, you know what I'm saying? I used to have an anger problem. A real deep anger problem. Like, I went through so much in my life, 100%. And I used to lash out. Like my mom, everybody would tell you, I used to lash out, flipping over beds, whatever the case may be, from a kid all the way up. Yes, I did get in trouble for that. For all of you out there that's about to comment and say whatever, yes, I got in trouble for that a lot. I used to, push my sisters or whatever, just get upset about stuff, and I didn't know how to control that anger. I didn't know how to have self-control over me and my attitude, and understand, hey, look, if you can get all these things in check, bro, no problem, before it's too late. My wife, 100%, she, everything that I found out, I could have went off. I could have blew up. As would any man who would find out what I found out. But I didn't. I totally I found out a long time ago. Just to let her know, I had evidence of the things that I showed her way before she left. I want to say back in probably October, like before Halloween. But I didn't say anything. I wanted her to tell me herself. I wanted her to talk to me. Maybe I did it wrong, and I should have, approached her about it and then opened the floor for discussion. But I didn't. I wanted her to be, I feel like if you're grown enough to make choices and decisions, as a grown woman or man, then you should be grown enough to talk to your spouse about it and tell them, hey, I messed up, this is what I did, or whatever the case may be. But that didn't happen. Okay. It was just all the way stupid. 100%. Now, do forgive me for laying in my bed, y'all. I'm sorry. I got off work this morning at 6, and I took a little snooze for about 30 minutes, and then woke up, and my daughter was like, she's hungry. I had to get her something to eat and everything else. So please forgive me for laying in my bed. But just had to get this video out. I am going to do a little bit of editing, a little bit, but I wanted to get this out to you guys. So yeah, second thing that I learned, or still on the first thing, self-control. Having control over your sexual desires, that's one. Having the understanding that you have control over your attitude and your actions and what you do, that's two. Another thing that I have control over is, what I allow and who I allow in. I had to learn and understand that talking to everybody. Yes, I had to block, some people because of, I asked, I know a lot of you don't really understand, but, I had to get off of social media, right? Completely off of social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of that. I got off way ahead of time, and it was a couple friends that I actually, I talked to or whatever, and uh, I was just letting everyone know, family and friends, and everybody, family and friends. I was telling them I don't, I'm not on social media anymore. I took a break from it because of I don't want to see, you know, anything that my wife has going on. It actually got to the point where, um, it got to the point where she, like, I felt it was going to happen, but she got to the point to where she started posting the other guy on social media, her and the other guy. I mean, laying on his shoulder and he got his head on hers or whatever, and then, them kissing on live and things of that nature. Like, it got to that point. Now, I didn't see these things, um, not at all, but the person or people that I blocked them because of, after requesting and asking them, I don't, not to tell me, I don't want to hear it, being on the phone and hearing it, and then saying, hey, that's cool, I don't want to hear it, you don't want to see it, block her, no problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on the phone and they telling me, oh, and blah blah blah, and he doing this and she doing that, and I'm like, what? I don't want to hear it. To the point to where I was like, you know what, maybe you get off from telling me these things. Maybe you want to see me upset. I've been doing so well with not being upset whatsoever, without being mad. I've locked my anger in, and when I do feel angry, I drop down to my knees and I pray and I ask God to help me, to not be angry. And it works every time, like a charm. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, that I'm just a super angry person, but 100% this whole situation has actually got me to understand, hey, when you lean on God and you have faith that he's going to do it, oh, he's going to do it right then and there. Just like that. It's going to stop, it's going to cease, everything is going to do whatever it does 100%. You're going to work your way out of it. Now, let's get to the second thing, because of the first thing was, hey, self-control. Self-control, understanding that you have control over the situation. You know what I'm saying? You don't have control over the person, but you have control over the situation. Believe me, self-control is a big thing to have. It's a very positive thing to have. So practice self-control. Number two thing that I learned doing this whole thing, hey, was how to be honest. Honesty is key. See, on my phone here, which I should have recorded on, but I kind of already felt I was going to get some text messages, calls, whatever, which you guys heard my phone ringing, right? Honesty. So God has been opening up my memory to actually, remember everything that I told my wife and did not tell my wife. More on the side of did not tell my wife, right? The things that I omitted or put to the back of my brain and just didn't want to talk about it, right? And God has made it to where I make videos in this right here. And these videos, I don't know if they're going to be shown to my wife later, if we're going to talk about it, if it's something from my memory or whatever. I don't know. All right. So being truthful and honest with a lot of people, actually talking to my daughter and having, teaching her, you got to be honest. You got to be honest, no matter what. I know that the truth sometimes hurts, but the truth is what will set you free 100%. It's something that is needed, what I'm saying, to continue to go forward. It's something that's needed to actually build a great foundation. When you're in a relationship, there's a few key things that you need in that relationship. A lot of people would say, oh, no, love. You need love. Look, not only do you need love, okay? So you have to love your spouse. There are some times where you guys butt heads or whatever, and you love them, but you are angry with them, not hate them. But you need trust. Trust is a big thing. Without trust, there's nothing. That's how I feel. Because if you can't trust who you land with, If you can't trust that they not going out and they not cheating on you, if you can't trust that they're not stealing from you, or whatever the case may be, how can you sleep? How could you honestly say that oh, I'm so in love with this person? You can't even trust who you with. Trust is a huge, big part of the puzzle that you need. Okay, so honesty. That was number two. Honesty for me. Number two, biggest thing in the world that I've learned. Those two. Number three, hey, prayer. Prayer changes things. I'm able to smile, laugh, live my life, talk, do whatever it is I desire to do because of I pray. I gave it to God and I said, hey, God, it's in your hands. There's nothing that I can do at this moment with my wife to make her come back. You work it out. And then I moved on with my life. Yes, I'm not sleeping with no other woman. Yes, I'm not doing anything sexual with nobody or myself. Yes, I'm not doing any of that. I go to work. I take care of my child. You know what I'm saying? I do things that make me happy. That makes my daughter happy. Me seeing her smile is a big thing that I love right now. You know what I'm saying? Just paying more attention to her and really just, you know, just dealing with her and letting her see, hey, you know, your dad really loves you, and you know, just really just moving that way. But prayer changes things. Okay, prayer could change your whole attitude, emotional state, whatever, just like that, in a snap. All you have to do is, hey, talk to God, give it to God, leave it on the altar, and go. You know what I'm saying? There's a song by I think it's Jessica Reedy, and you know, it says leave it on the altar. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite songs. I cried to that song. You know, even though it's not a song that you want to cry to, but listening to the words, which I do. She said it's been a real hard couple of months. You had enough. And you know what I'm saying? It's been hard for everyone. You're not alone. But what did she say? I forgot the rest. But the chorus, she says, leave it on the altar. You know what I'm saying? And it just tells you to leave it on the altar. There's a lot of other songs and gospel that tells you to leave it on the altar. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a firm believer in just leaving it on the altar, y'all. 100%. Now, there's a lot of y'all out there that probably is not, you know, don't believe in Christ, and you might believe in something else. But one thing I can say is we all have an altar, man. 100%. We all know how to pray. I don't know what it may have been in your life or whatever the case may be, but believe me, prayer changes things, and I'm a firm believer in that 100%. I'm here right now. Every other time that I went through a situation with my wife, I kid you not, I cried. I did whatever it was that I had to do. I was bothered. I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. You know how I feel right now? I'm laying down in bed. I'm chilling. I'm relaxing. I can kick my feet up because I know that God has it. I know that my God is dealing with it. He's doing everything that he said he was going to do. And I just know that God can do all things but fail. There is no failure in my God. He's never failed you or me, and he never will. He's never left me. He's never forsaken me. And I'm a firm believer that he just will not. He's not. And never will. It's just not going to happen. But that was number 3, okay? Number 3, prayer. Prayer changes things. Believe me, you. Stay tuned for part 2.